Today is auction pickup day, and where I need to pick the stuff up is near a little antique town, and so I thought I would swing by the antique town first, go through the shops that are open because sometimes they're not all open, and then I would run and get my stuff that I ordered on the auction, and I'll show you everything that I got at the end of the video. I had so much fun today. I was thinking on my drive home, I think this is why it's so fun to go antique shopping, is because when you're in these antique malls, everything there are basically things for the home economy, because that's what all of those items are used for. Like as you're walking around, it's like crocks, wood spoons, like everything you can imagine for the home, whether it's just making the home beautiful or most of it actually being very functional items. And so I think going antique shopping, it's so much different than just going to the mall or to, just regular shopping, because for me, it was like, I'm so excited to go home and make my home. So yeah, I'm back. And first I wanted to thank my friend Lauren. She sent me this amazing book, the Ruth Stout No Work Garden book. It is a beautiful book, and it was written in, let's see, I looked at it earlier, 1971. So I am so excited about this. This was amazing. Thank you, Lauren. And then she also sent me, which I've never seen one of these before. I feel like this has been like what I've wanted, but I didn't even know they existed. So it's a garden planner, and you can line up the red line with wherever your last frost date is. And it is a guide for when you should start your seeds indoors, when you can start them outside. So there's one for the spring, and then there's a fall garden side as well. Isn't that so cool? I think this is so cool. And then another one of you, which I wish I knew your name, you sent me a really nice gift and a nice note. And look at this. This is like the most beautiful series of books I've ever seen. Even like I wish you could feel them, because there was so much attention to detail in the author even putting this together, because it feels like it's a matte feel. It's amazing. But I've started reading this last night, and well, I actually started reading it on the way home from the post office. I was reading it to Scott and I am so excited about this. So it's the Summa Domestica, which I read this morning, means, I'm gonna read it to you because it's I should have, okay, so it means a compendium of domestic things. So the first volume is on home culture, the second one is on education, and then the third one is on housekeeping. And I am so excited to go through these. So thank you so much for my kind sister who mailed these to me. Thank you. Now to the antique mall. So the first antique mall that I went to, they had these spoons, which to most people would be like, what? But they're grapefruit spoons, if I can get the rubber band off. Look at that. So it has the little thing, and I've actually never seen a set of grapefruit spoons. They're stainless steel, and there's 5 of them, and they were $5, which I thought was worth it for something I've never seen before and that we will use often. The next thing I got, which I also was pumped about, is this just slipped my mind. What do you call it? It's for canning, the funnel for canning. So the one I have is it's an antique. It's an aluminum one. But just the other day when I was making, I made dandelion jelly and violet jelly. I highly recommend dandelion jelly. It's amazing. It was so delicious. Violet jelly is okay. I prefer the dandelion jelly. I think the violet was a little bit too tangy for me, whereas the dandelion was like a floral, really nice jelly. Anyways, though, as I was pouring it into my jars to can the jelly, I was like, you know, I wonder if there exists something that is like a funnel for canning that's not aluminum, because the only ones I've ever seen is aluminum. And then I saw this one today, and it was marked $17.95, but the entire booth was 50% off. So it ended up being $9, which I cannot believe. And it's super like thick. So this is going to be a blessing for all my canning stuff. And then this set of books, so it's actually, it's a fiction series, but it's about the Amish. So A Fruitful Vine, A Winding Path, you see the little Amish buggy on it, Joyous Heart, and A Treasured Friendship. I talked to my friend Sky. We give each other fiction books to read back and forth. And then when I saw these, I was like, oh my gosh, because last week we actually went to an Amish farm. So there's a flea market near us, and there this Amish family would come and sell their raw milk. And since we've been back from South Africa, they haven't been there. And so we weren't sure if it was just because it was raining every Wednesday or if they had just stopped going. Thankfully, Scott remembered that he took their little pamphlet and there was a phone number on it. So Scott called him, the Amish man, and the man called him back and invited us to his farm to get the raw milk. So we went up last week and it was so much fun. He's giving us raw milk for $3.25 a half gallon, and I think it's $6 for a gallon. We got half gallons this time because we got 8 half gallons and we freeze them and then pull them out as we need them. And then probably from the future for here on out, when we get it, we'll get it in the gallons. But that is such a good deal. But as we were leaving there, we were like, and we think he's Amish. He could be Mennonite, but we're like 99.9% sure he's Amish. And we're thinking next time we go up there, just asking him. We were going to this time, but it felt awkward, so we didn't. But when I saw these and they were fiction books about the Amish, it made me so excited. I had to get them, and this was $9 for all 4. And then on that note, I also got from that same booth our Swiss Pantry cookbook. So for meal planning recently, what I've been doing is at the beginning of the month, I've been looking through all my cookbooks, writing down all the recipes that stand out to me and that I have the majority of ingredients for, and like writing what cookbook they're from and the page number. And then when it comes to mealtime, I can look at that like notebook and get ideas from there. I don't do great with like, I tried doing the like planning the meals for the whole week ahead of time. I feel like I don't do well with really rigid meal plans, because if something comes up, like the week that I actually did do a rigid meal plan was when we both, well, I got sick, the stomach bug. So like that pretty much throws the meal plan out the window, because I wasn't eating. And then when I was eating, it was like soups and stuff. So yeah, anyways. I got this Swiss Pantry book because it is written by local Mennonite women. And I thought that was so fun. So it was printed in 1968, and then it goes through all of their recipes. And what I also like about old cookbooks is they pretty much use whole ingredients, like just normal things that you would have. And so like they have lard a lot that they use in this cookbook, and you know, just like your basics. And so that's what I'm just trying to get back to, is just whole, simple foods. So I was really excited about that. And I also think it's really pretty and beautiful. So that's everything that I got at the first antique mall that I went to. Then I went to another antique mall and I got these things. So I got these 2 books. The one is called The Goodwill Man. And this is actually the story about the man who started Goodwill, and this was written in the 1960s. And the reason that I think this book is going to be really interesting is because I kind of have issues with Goodwill, because they have become so industrialized, and if you look at the ethics of the company, most of the money goes to the higher up people, and I think the better way to do the secondhand system is to keep it locally, so that way, like the one that we go to near us, it's a Catholic owned thrift store, and the local people bring their stuff and then they resell it, and it's a nonprofit. And then our little town has a thrift shop, and it's a free store. So we drop things off there, and then you can go in there and literally everything is free as long as your zip code is in this area. And obviously there's like limits to what you can get. But isn't that a cool way to be able to contribute to your local town, like things that we don't need but someone else could, and they can just go get it for free. But I thought this book would be interesting to see how he came up with goodwill, so I am really pumped about this. And then I got this book for Scott because he loves these type of books, and this is called The Origins of the American Revolution, and this book was written, let's see if I can find the date, 1943, and he thought it looked really good. So, oh, look at that. Isn't that cute? That's adorable, actually. And then when I went to go pay for this, the guy who owned the building was like, told me that this was the Amish man's booth. And he said, the Amish aren't for war, but this guy loves books about wars of America. And I just thought that was so funny. I was like, oh my gosh, I love the Amish. This is so fun. So these were from the Amish man's booth, and this was $5 and this one was $2. I forgot to show you this. This is from the first place that I went, the antique mall. I got this apron. Isn't it so cute? I love it. So this was $9. I was looking at it for a while, and then I put it down, and then I picked it back up because I thought $9 was a lot. And I was like, you know what? I will wear this apron. I have one other apron that I got when we went to South Africa, and I do love it. It is so cute, but I'll show it to you. So this is the apron that I got from South Africa, and I got it because it has proteas on it, and I love proteas. And it's really nice, but this little strap thing always becomes really low and even goes down while I'm cooking. Part of me sometimes is like, you know what, this would be a really cute garden apron, whereas this feels like a homemaking, spend my time in the kitchen apron. I love it. It makes me so excited. And then the other place that I went, the last place, also had these shorts. Aren't they so cute? So tie it in a bow. These were $10, and it is 50% linen, 50% cotton. And look at how cute they are. They also had pants that were very similar to this, but they were $15 and they didn't have a way of trying them on. And I just feel like shorts are a little bit more forgiving than pants are. And I just thought they were also, for shorts, they're still really feminine, and the color is really pretty. The rest of the stuff I did an online auction. So we love auctions. We go to in-person auctions, and then sometimes I'll do online auctions, and this one was really good. So if you like these type of videos, I am always inspired by Miranda Christine's videos. I started watching her videos last year and love them, and we were always so busy in South Africa, I didn't have time to watch any of her stuff, so I've been catching up on it recently, and she is my inspiration for doing this video. So if you like this type of stuff and you like the primitive, beautiful, antique stuff, she does her thrift hauls, how she decorates her home, and I just highly recommend her channel. It's very wholesome. The first thing that I got, which I could not believe when I saw this, I think it is so cute. I actually have, okay, I'll show you. Look at this. So, if you can guess what this is before I tell you, it is a clothesline holder, or a clothespin holder. So, it even came with all of these old clothespins, really nice. Like, have you bought new clothespins? They are terrible. If you just go out and buy clothespins, they are so cheap, they snap so easily. I refuse to buy new clothespins. When we were in Lexington, the first time, it was 2018, Scott, we just moved into our house, and Scott immediately built me a clothesline because that's all that I really wanted. And then I went out, I'm sure it was like to Lowe's or, yeah, it was probably Lowe's, and got clothespins, and they were so terrible. I'm sure I have none of those left because they just snapped right off. But these old ones are like, if you can get old ones, they're so nice. And this whole thing is full of them. So look at this. I just think it's so cute. So I already have a clothespin holder that I love, but I'll probably just end up selling this. But I think it is the cutest thing I've ever seen. I love it. So I got this for $7, which, I mean, just for this amount of clothespins is like totally worth it. And then with this adorable thing, it's perfect. I love it. Okay, so that was the first thing. And then I also got this for $1, which also, that's a really good deal for one of these. I don't do embroidery. I would love to learn. Sam Givens on Instagram, she also watches the channel. She is an amazing embroiderer. If you look at her stuff, she is very, very talented. But I love these because I think I have some of these upstairs in my art room because I have this vision for what I want to do with things like this, like to put fabric over it and paint like typography, a scripture, or a quote on it. And for $1, I think that's amazing. These things are actually quite expensive, especially for vintage ones. And this one looks old. Doesn't look like the new ones. I actually thought these were bigger than they are. They're quite small, but this was $1 for this whole thing. But this little like wooden puzzle, I just thought it was so cute. You can take it all out, put the pieces together. This, and then this wood box thing that came with it. And then this thermometer. Actually, that's really cute. For some reason, when I saw it on the thing, I thought it was a clock, but it's a thermometer. That's very useful. I used to have a thermometer in the kitchen, and then Scott put it outside, which is more helpful it being outside. But actually, I think I'm going to put this one back in the kitchen because it's really, I enjoy seeing the temperature in the kitchen for sourdough stuff. I actually don't know what this is. A toothpick holder, maybe? I mean, it's not a shaker. I think it's a toothpick holder. A wood one. And then, so that was $1 for all of those wood things. This thing. So this is an old ice cream maker. I got that for $1. I don't think it works. You know what? I should actually just see. Surely it doesn't work. Oh my gosh. It's a hand crank ice cream machine. I got this for the bucket because I think the bucket is super cool. Like, here's just the bucket. There's nothing in it, but that is really cool. For $1, that is amazing. I thought it would be cool either putting like my rolls of paper that I use for making journals, putting that in it, or using it as a planter was my other idea. And then I got these pictures. I got a bunch of pictures. So these two were $1 for both. Look at that. Speaking of Amish, I feel like Amish is my trend for like the past week. I've been to an Amish person's house, I have an Amish book, and now I have Amish art. That is so cute. This is by Paul Deadlespin. And then this is the other one. How adorable. So it was $1 for both of these. This one's very interesting. So these were $7. I need to clean the frames, but these are old. I wish I could find out how old they are, but it's a matching set and it has metal, like tin frames. But look at these pictures. Like, that is amazing. I think this picture is beautiful. Like the market scene and all the women with the flowers and their bonnets. I just think that is so pretty. And then this one's a little bit harder to see because the frame is actually dirty, but you can see the people there at the, like, overlooking the canal. These were $7 for both of these. And they're definitely old. This one was $6. Try not to get the glare on it. Isn't that so pretty? And I didn't even notice this until I got home and I was showing it to Scott and he said, look at the beehives. So that was really fun. And then again with the little wagon, and this was signed by the original artist. So the artist is Lee Robertson. He did this. This is a print, so it's not the original, but this was from 1991. Got this set of wood stuff for $2. So the wood bowl. This is the real reason why I bid on this, is because of this old primitive cutting board. I love this. I love the unique shape of it. This was so well used. So I'm gonna set this up somewhere in the kitchen, maybe hang it on the wall. I think it's so pretty. And then it also came with this bigger board as well. Lastly, my most favorite thing that I am so pumped about is this ironing board. So I got this for $26. I was so excited about this. I actually was a little bit bummed because I had it for $8 for the longest time, and then at the very end of the auction, it got bid up to $26, which I was still okay with paying because one, I don't have an ironing board. Two, I looked up how much wood ironing boards are, and they're super expensive, like the antique ones. And I am so grateful because at first, after the auction went through and it said I won it, I was like, oh no, did I just win some janky ironing board that's like not even gonna be functional? But this thing is like so sturdy. It is awesome. So I just need to figure out the little cover to put on it. I need to find that, and then you can see the little label here. And then I actually need to get an iron. Can you believe it? I don't have an iron. Yeah, so sadly, there was an iron in this auction and I somehow missed it. Obviously, someone outbid me and I never outbid them. So anyways, this is my favorite thing. I got a lot of really cool things, but I was really excited to actually see that this was in really good condition. I hope that you enjoyed this little antique haul that I had. And yeah, I hope that this was enjoyable and it inspires you to either go auctioning or to an antique mall and just look around and see all of the beautiful things around. God bless.